Most of us have read a lot of history. But here's something worth questioning. Whose story were you actually reading? Kings making decisions, empires expanding, dynasties rising and falling. You finished a chapter and walked away with a strange sense of identification, like those victories somehow belongs to you. That lens was never made for people like us. Open any history book, and it's all conquest, glory, golden ages. That kind of writing pulls you in, and without realizing it, you start placing yourself inside it. The scale, the ambition, the triumph. So ask something simple. Who were the actually main characters? The decision makers, the ones who benefited behind every celebrated campaign. The people who carried the real weight rarely made it onto the page. Most of us absorbed all that glory and quietly stepped into it, standing on the outside. Imagine we were always in the room where it happened. It's like a workhouse spending its downtime reading a guide on how to break houses and feeling genuinely inspired. That's what it looks like to live inside someone else's script. The distortion didn't stay in history books, it just changed form. Now, it shows up in self-improvement and nowhere more clear than weight loss. Open any platform and you'll see the same content on repeat. 30 pounds gone in 3 months. Willpower changed my life. Your body is a reflection of your discipline. Gym clips, toned abs, meals with to the gram. Whose life is that though? People who train full-time, people with the fast metabolism they were born with, creators backed by teams, whose job is to produce that image. For someone dragging themselves home after a long day, running low on sleep, trying to hold work and family together? None of that has anything to do with their reality. But most people never stop to ask who a method was designed for. They try it, fall short, and quietly decide the problem is done. Not disciplined enough, not mentally tough enough, and that conclusion sticks. It's the same error as picking up a King's playbook and treating it like personal advice. Then blaming yourself when you can't make it work. What makes the weight loss industry worse than a history book is the scoring system baked right into it. Thin means you won. Anything else means you lost. Nothing in between. That setup doesn't create drive. It creates a cycle. You restrict for a few days, it falls apart. Guilt hits hard. You come back even stricter. And then that breaks too. Here's what's really going on. You think you are fighting your body, but you are up against shame. Every time it unravels, it's not just a rough day with food. It's one more moment where your voice gets to say, "See, I knew you couldn't do it." Stack enough of those moments and the body stops being a goal. It becomes a tool for self-punishment. At some point, it's not even about weight. The will to try just gets ground down completely. Where does the anxiety come from? The industry. Who's selling the fix? Same people. Your role in that cycle is straightforward. Keep trying, keep falling short, keep doubting yourself. So what does it look like to start from where you are? When I think about history differently, I don't ask who won. I ask, where could I have been standing? What could I have been responsible for? Would I have had any real say? The same three questions work for your body. What does your day-to-day actually look like? Long hours sitting? Not enough sleep? Constant pressure? Time carved into fragments? That's not a weakness. It's your real starting point. And any plan that ignores it is wishful thinking with the schedule attached. What is your body trying to tell you? Not the number on a scale, but your energy, your sleep, how steady you feel from one day to the next. That feedback is what matters. And then it comes down to one thing. Is there a change that can realistically fit into the life you are already living? What holds over time will always beat what looks good on paper. A plan shaped around you, real condition is worth more than one modeled after someone else entry. This pattern doesn't stop at weight loss. It runs through how most people approach their whole lives. People aren't stuck because they are lazy. They are stuck because the direction they've been moving was never truly theirs to begin with. Early on, the answers get handed to you. Good grades, a stable job, marriage, a house, kids. Each step mapped out, each one evaluated by someone else. Careers, culture says, aim higher. Social media tells you where you should by a certain age. Family tells you what a sensible life looks like. Through all of it, did anyone actually stop and ask what you wanted? Probably not. Most people never asked themselves either. So you push forward for years. Then one ordinary afternoon you sit down and notice something that isn't just tiredness. It's a hollowness. The feeling that comes when you realize you've spent all that time climbing the wrong wall. Seeing that clearly isn't about stepping back or giving up. It's about being straight to yourself on where you actually stand and asking one honest question. Does this work for me in my real life, the way it is? The part of history was holding onto was never the rulers' stories. It was how ordinary people, the ones nobody wrote about, found small pockets of room inside whatever conditions they were handed, and kept moving anyway. Knowing where you stand isn't defeat. It's the only place you can move forward from.